Hello everyone, welcome to this lecture. Today we are talking about commerce in our lecture. So let's get started. So the first thing you have to know is that the definition of commerce, we are being told that it's a broad term encompassing the entire system of an economy that deals with the buying and selling of goods and services. So we are looking at a broad term that is used to explain the entire economy of the buying and selling of goods happening in the economy on a daily basis. That's what we call commerce, because it involves various activities such as production, distribution, exchange, and consumption of goods and services. So in simple terms, you're just saying that commerce reflects the entire system of an economy. Commerce is the definition of the economy. It reflects the entire system of the economy because we are looking at whenever the buying and selling of goods and services is happening, that's the definition of commerce. Then we have to look at the different types of commerce. We have trade, the exchange of goods and services between buyers and sellers. That's what's called trade. Then you also have to look at different types of trade. We might have domestic trade, you might have international trade. So domestic trade is trading between members within one country. But when you look at international trade, you're now trading with other countries. So you have to know that there are different types of trade. And also in the past, we used to have what we call barter trade, which has its own inconveniences of double coincidence. We're going to be looking at in depth as we go down into more tutorials of commerce. Let's look at the aids to trade. We're talking about services that facilitate smooth trading. We need transportation to move our goods from one point to another. We also need banks to facilitate most of our services. We need insurance even to insure some of our assets, such as vehicles that are used in a company, even the premises themselves of our companies to be insured. And also we need advertisement. Advertisement is always about the ability to convince customers to come and buy your product. So advertisement is the one which gives the information about the product that you are selling. So advertisement is acting as a medium of exchange of information to the consumers. Then the auxiliaries to trade. We are looking at the activities that support trade indirectly, such as warehousing and communication. So you need to know that we need to have warehousing where we store our valuable goods. And also we need to have communication as the lifeblood of an organization, because communication is crucial when you are managing and running a business in the economy. Then we have to look at the components of commerce. We have the industry, which involves the production of goods and services through various processes. It might involve primary production, secondary production, or tertiary production. These are the various processes that we are needed in production process. Then we have to talk about trade. We have encompassing on wholesale and retail trade. This is whereby we're looking at the big players of the game in terms of goods moving through a distribution channel, because we're looking at the whenever we talk about wholesale and retail trade, we're talking about the breaking of the big bulk, whereby the wholesaler is the one which buys goods in big bulk and breaks the bulk and giving it to the retailers, and the retailers, according to the distribution channel, then they break the bulk into smaller units so that they can sell to the consumer. So that's the channel of distribution that you need to know. Then commerce proper involves activities such as transportation, warehousing, and communication that aids to trade. Okay. Then let's look at the functions of commerce. You have to know the reason behind commerce is that it facilitates production by providing a market for goods. Commerce stipulates production, which means we can't have production without a market. We need to be having a market where we sell our goods and services. Commerce allows you to it allows a production to happen because there's a need that needs to be solved in the economy. That's why the market is there, whereby buyers and sellers are going to meet and exchange various goods and services. Then you have creating utility. Utility, as you know, is the amount of satisfaction that is get from a consumer who consume a particular good. Commerce adds value to products by ensuring they are available when and where they are needed. Where needed, right? So make sure that goods are available exactly when they are needed at the right time. That's what commerce is allow production to take place through the distribution channel, making sure that they create utility whereby products are able to be delivered to the consumers exactly when they need them. Then you also have to talk about risk bearing. Businesses involved in commerce often take on various risks such as market fluctuations, transportation risks. You know that the market fluctuation, that simply means the market is always volatile. looking at the supply and demand, whereby just market conditions do change, the variations to different preferences and tastes of the consumers. And also you have to talk about the transportation risk of moving one product, your goods and services from one point to another. There's always transportation risk. If the goods don't reach the final end user for the product, then it's going to be a problem. Then financing. Commerce involves monetary transactions because everything has to be done in monetary terms to be able for them to understand and make a report or make a judgment on their financial reports. In financial institutions play a crucial role in facilitating these transactions. So they have to be financial institutions like the banks, which make sure that these transactions are happening. It's a crucial role in facilitating them, making sure that the producers or the consumers are aware of what they are buying, and the monetary transaction that is needed for them to purchase a particular good or service has to be clearly stated. So moving on the channel of distribution, direct distribution is whereby goods move directly from the producer to the consumer, right? This is what we call direct distribution, whereby you just go into the producer and you buy goods directly from him. Whereby you're looking at the producer, let's say of producer. He produces oranges, then the consumer just buys oranges from the producer's farm. This is what called direct production, direct distribution. Then indirect distribution involves intermediaries like wholesalers and retailers. We have the end reachers, we have the metro pitches. They are there to make sure they are the wholesalers who buy goods from the producer, and then they come. Then also you have the retailers, the Shingwangas and the TM and the OK Zimbabwe. They are the ones who act as the retailers. So these intermediaries are there to make sure that they break the big bulk, and making sure that the big bulk is then broken down in smaller units that the consumers will be able to buy according to the amount of money they want to spend on a particular good. Okay, so let's look at the other slide. We have what we call e-commerce. This is one of the most important ways that has been used right now to represent the 21st century, whereby you're looking at the modernization of the whole entire commerce is now being done online on the internet. The digital evolution of commerce, where buying and selling occurs through electronic systems like the internet. Well, the internet is the mother of all creation, whereby businesses are now buying and selling certain goods from there, meeting their consumers online. We have the Amazon, the company of Jeff Bezos, which created an online platform whereby consumers and buyers and producers are meeting together and exchanging various services. That is what we mean by e-commerce. Everything is now virtual, whereby you get to meet your consumers on the internet, which means this is a new way of living the 21st century. Then we have international commerce. The word international involves now going outside your own restrictions as a country. That is international commerce, involving a lot of trading with other countries around the world. That is international commerce. Involves trade and business activities between different countries, often governed by international laws and agreements. So everything has to be done under international laws and agreements so that countries can be able to do international commerce against each other, whereby Zimbabwe is trading with Botswana, Zimbabwe trading with Japan, Zimbabwe is trading with UK. So this is what we mean by international commerce. Then we use what we call social economic impacts. Commerce significantly influences social and economic structures by creating employment, generating income, and shaping lifestyle. That's what differentiates everyone from the rest of the population, whereby if you are involved, when you look at the social economic impact, whereby generating income, people are getting employment and they're shaping their lifestyles. That's when we can create a gap between each other, whereby we have different lifestyles according to the income that you're earning. That is the economic structure that is created through employment, because the people are going to be employing certain companies. They're going to have different posts, they're going to have different income streams. That is shaping their lifestyles. Then also have to talk about regulation. There's always need for the law to play its place in commerce, whereby government often regulate commerce through policies and laws to ensure fair practices, because we don't want consumers to be exploited whenever commerce is taking place, because it's happening in the entire economic system. So we have to look at the fair practices, consumer protection through SARS, and also economic stability. There is need for economic stability. We need to be able to find a balance whenever consumers and buyers are meeting together and trading goods and services. Because we talked about the idea that commerce creates a market for buyers and sellers to meet whenever there is need for them to trade certain goods and services. Then you have to look at technological advancement. It's playing a pivotal role in the movement or in the modern way of doing commerce. Is heavily influenced by technology with innovations like online payment systems, we have the PayPal, the Pay Now systems, data analysis, and supply chain management. They are all crucial elements in the technological world that you are living, because as you know, technology is dynamic, and ever changing. We need to be able to cope up with the technology, with the way it's moving. Even the use of AI, artificial intelligence, have changed and revolutionized e-commerce and even commerce itself. So that's what we mean by technological advancement. In summary, commerce is a multifaceted system integral to the functions of economies, involving various players' activities and functional across local and global levels. So you're looking at the commerce being a cutting edge between various countries, because you're looking at commerce being the one that centers the whole economic system, the one that creates the market for buyers and sellers to be able to trade against each other. So thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you on the next video. Commerce. Thank you.